Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. I see we got Dan in the chat. He says he's near me on Monday. Have to hit me up, Dan. If you've got time, we grab a coffee. Although I'm not entirely sure what my plans are for Monday at work. I might have to drive to Reading. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. T-Bone, good morning from California, mate. Whereabouts in California are you? I hope. God, it's going to be like what? Midnight? Midnight? Well, I guess it's going to be like 11 p.m. midnight, something like that. Good evening, good morning, whichever one applies to you. Antonio Montana, that was a fantastic name. Good morning, mate. Good to see you. It's PM for T-Bone. Hope everyone's doing well. We got a bumper deadline stream lined up. 3 hours of entertainment of me sitting in my room talking to a camera. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, we've got an international break, which I'm kind of a bit bummed by, to be honest. I quite enjoying doing the weekly deadline streams, but yeah, is what it is. Good morning. Is it Ellie? Ely? Sauce Mac. Good morning from Gibraltar. Hope the monkeys are well, mate. Good morning, Glenn. Carband, good to see you, mate. 1 a.m. in Colin, middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere is good, man. Peaceful. Morning, cool. I got my big coffee in my Homer Simpson mug. I wouldn't be having one of those if it was PM in California. But yeah, the Homer Simpson mug. This mug has been with me for over 20 years. Seen a lot of good times and memories. It's instructions on how to eat a donut. There you go. Yeah, I haven't never been to Gibraltar, but I went to Bali a couple of years ago. Ailey, you tell me how to correctly pronounce it, my friend. I like to correctly pronounce people's names. Yeah, I was just saying about monkeys. I couldn't believe how like open members of the public were to like mucking about with monkeys, basically. And people like the teeth that these monkeys have on them, and they don't. I don't think they appreciate like how strong they are either. Like if a monkey really wanted to do some damage to you, you might win overall, but it would really do some damage to you. And they really know. They get it. They know how to muck around with you and steal your stuff and stuff. So yeah, people just they don't have respect for them. Hope you're doing good, Darsden. FPL guy taking a risk on Foden over Saka. Ooh, 15k at the moment. Already have Palmer and Salah. Wow, mate, if you've got all of them. Do you have Haaland in your team? That's incredible. Yeah, I agree, mate. Would you get rid of Salah for Palmer in game week 12 onwards? I don't know. I wouldn't think that's too far ahead in terms of my transfers anyway, to be honest. With the international break in the middle of this, anything could happen. I'm probably, it's good to long-term plan, but I think exact transfers that you plan to make in game week 12, there's just so many things that could happen between now and then. So yeah, for me, I just wouldn't think that far ahead. I'd have a kind of rough plan in my mind, but I wouldn't say I'd be settled on it. No problem, Ailey. Yeah, I think it's. I would go for Saka, the penalty taker. I would always just harping back to last week, thinking, I just, Salah scored his penalty, right? Had a really bad game, but was the best captain because he scored a penalty. And I would always favour captaining a penalty taker, personally. Yeah, I like 8 Nori. I think 8 Nori's decent. I made a wildcard draft video earlier on in the week, and he was one of the first names. He was one of the first defenders in the team. I like 8 Nori. I think he's good. Lots of haze from Kingdom of Kai. Nice and early again. Yes, mate. I am 8:03 a.m. in the UK. I'm stumped with transfers. Worried about Arsenal and City Halls. I'm top 500k right now. Need to keep my rank. What are you questioning, mate? Strand Larson. Let's see his minutes. Morning, Freddie. Good to see you in the chat. Sunny for Keith and Sydney, big ups. So tempted. Sorry, I'm moving my head because my camera is in front of your message. Am I sick as my nose is red? Yes, I am, mate. I've been blowing my nose like an absolute animal for the last week. I've not had much luck with my nose recently. A couple of weeks back, a dog scratched it, and then yeah, I've not been very well this week, so I've been blowing my nose loads. I have to look past that. Red nose. I'm afraid it is what it is. What was I looking at? Strand Larson. Oh, hang on, we're not screen sharing. There you go. You don't have me full screen anymore, so you don't have to. I'll do that from now on. Yeah, Minute's not amazing. Minute's not amazing, especially recently. Cunha must be a 90-minute man. Yeah, look at that. Straight 90s. I'd always back Cunha, and Cunha's on penalties as well. I think he's worth the extra. Oh, my screen's frozen. Let's sort that out. I'm looking at FPL Fran's team. There you go. I was stalking. Good YouTuber in, by the way. There you go. I was just comparing Cunha and Strand Larson, looking at their minutes. So yeah, he's couple 60s. Only 190 this season for Strand Larson. Whereas for Cunha, the penalty taker, it's straight 90s for the last 4. And you could do worse than Mbumo captain, to be honest. This price change feature doesn't seem to work, by the way. It's not working for me at the moment. I'm going to turn it off. Let's go back to big team. There we are. Cheers, Homer Simpson. Big ups to Simpsons, man. I thought it would be good to do a Game Week 12 wildcard, as I saw FPL Tom's video at the start of the season. Yeah, you just, mate, you can have a plan at the start of the season, but you just got to be flexible with how things go. Yeah, you can't have a plan at Game Week 1 and then expect it to count for, you know, things change, mate. And it's also not just FPL, but it's life, right? Nothing ever goes to plan. It's how you deal with stuff when it doesn't. Saka, Salah, or Palmer as captain. I'd probably give it to Saka. I think Saka's fixture is better. If it wasn't the early kickoff, I'd probably say Salah, but it is the early kickoff, and we all know the Gandhi quote. I think. Sorry, I spoke about Mbumo captain, didn't I? I think you could do a lot worse than that. Kingdom of Kai. I'm going to stay out of politics on this channel. Unfortunately, though, where I live, what I will say, where I live, it doesn't really matter my vote, because it was only ever going to be Labour that won, really. That was what was going to happen in my constituency. Thoughts about Lewis starting? Yeah, man, I think I don't know if he's going to start, but I think he's so much better than Aina this week that I'm going to play him anyway. Favourite cheap forward? Let's have a look. I'm going to say Chris Wood, because I've got him in my team. Lewis starts confirmed by FPL Tony. You've been trolling me for the last few days, mate. I'll have a look at that in a second. Hello, JP Corn. I really like Vardy to Solanke. I think that's a great transfer. Keith, that's pretty decent, mate. Or Wood or DCL. I'd probably say DCL this week, my friend. And I've got Chris Wood. We were looking at points projections, weren't we? Let's see if we can just find next 5 game weeks. Cheap forward. I mean, you're probably saying 6 million. I'll go 6.5 under. That counts as cheap, doesn't it? There you go. Chris Wood, number 1. Cunha. Raul Jimenez. Calvert-Lewin. Vardy. And Nketiah. There's your cheap forwards there, my friend. That's for the next sort of 5 game weeks. Eze? Yeah, man. Can't bring myself to sell him. I know. But I can't bring myself to sell him. Sounds mental, doesn't it? But yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. I don't understand Is this true and why? Well, it does seem to be true. I don't know if many other people in the chat are aware of the famous Gandhi quote of not backing the early kickoff. But that quote does seem to come to fruition quite often. I do think there is something to it. Not necessarily because Gandhi said so, but purely because, you know, getting up for high-level competition at 12:30 and the preparation that you need to do for that, like a meal at a certain time, caffeine, all of that. I do think footballers are kind of programmed to play at 3 p.m. or in the evening. Just a thought from me, though. Okay, Ailey, I would sell Eze for Mbumo. I would sell Eze for Mbumo. I would do that. And to be honest, with Salah's ownership probably being about 30% now, 40. But I think amongst engaged managers who I'm competing with, he's probably in the 20s or 30s. I'm very happy to just have him as a non-captain. And also, I just think Haaland is just a clear option for me this week. And I just know with Eze, as soon as I get rid of him, he scores. That's just how the game goes for me. Keith's team is Raya, Gabriel, Lewis, Kanate, Palmer, Saka, and Mbumo, Rodgers. That's a really good team. I want to know about Luis Diaz starting or on the bench. Me too, my friend. Should we have a look, see if we got any news? Bear with. I'm just going to start up Twitter, and then I'll have a look for you. See if we got any news about other players. We had a Man City leaker in the chat last week, so hopefully he comes along again and tells us that Rico Lewis is in the team. Now, I've not seen any Liverpool team news so far. I'll drag my leaked team news tab across, but yeah, nothing in it so far. I agree, it's way too early for leaks. I agree. Yeah, just people saying they're going live at the moment. Rate your team out of 10. Well, I don't have your team, mate. I'm happy to rate it. When will team reviews start? We'll do them at some point. Quite enjoying just chatting to the chat at the moment. Rico Lewis, it would be huge. Playing in a league with friends. Semenyo is available. Bailey is currently injured, mate. Bailey is a doubt for this week. Yeah. Thank you, Keith. I'm pleased to say I had a training session last night where we did some race pace stuff. So I swam at like my race effort, and my shoulder survived. We got through it, and it was all good. So yeah, it just felt so good to be able to take part in training properly again. I'll stop complaining about my injury in a second, but I've basically for the last few weeks been swimming with a snorkel on, face down, hands by my side, and just kicking. And it's been absolute death, basically, watching all my teammates train. So yeah, I've got a meet next Sunday, and then I got the nationals in a couple of weeks. So yeah, and I'm feeling fit and ready to go. I've got a little bit of pain in my shoulder still, but we're good to go. I think we'll be fine. Sorry, it's less swimming talk now. Uwer, good morning. That was proper West Country, that wasn't it? Connor, good morning, my friend. Glenn, I'm thinking no Haaland from Gameweek 13 to 18. I know it's crazy. Eze will haul today. God, I hope so. The only fixture there I wouldn't want Haaland, I wouldn't really care about Haaland for is Liverpool away. But even then he could do well. Yeah. At your peril, mate. At your peril. Up the Golden Goal Ultras, indeed, man. Maybe I should have that as another tier of my membership. You've got Golden Goal Heroes and Golden Goal Ultras. My predictions, Alex Andrew. Here you go. I think I'm going to stick with Eze, Connor. As painful as it feels, I'm really conscious of making, and I think the same should apply for everyone, is just be careful with transfers before an international break. Because my transfer in for Eze would be Brennan Johnson, who, based on his current form, is probably Wales' best player right now. So, and he's going to play 90 minutes in 2 games over the international break and could well get injured, right? So the last thing I want to do is take out Eze, who You know, he's not been ideal this season, but he's still, I'll leave my team predictions on, I won't show my team, but he's still a good option, right? The last thing I want to do is sell a player that I think is a good option for someone who could potentially get, I'm just going to stick with him. And, you know, stranger things have happened than Eze scoring at Anfield this weekend, I think. Good morning, Martin. Good to see you again. Havertz as captain, I don't mind it. I personally would always captain someone who takes penalties. It's just something that I have. But yeah, it works. I would just preferably captain someone that takes penalties, because even if they have an off day, all they need is a penalty to get some points. And case in point, Salah last week. He wasn't very good, but he took a penalty and he got the points. Adamsy, still unknown on Diaz, mate. Yep, sorry, no leaks for Diaz so far. Ailey's team, Raya, Consa, Guardiola, Gabriel, Saka, Palmer, Rogers, Eze. Very good team. Very good team. Cheers, Martin. Might still need the quarter zones, G-Wiz. We'll see after I race. It might all, my arm might fall off. Yeah, I think Saka's going to get a return today. Should I play Smith Rowe, Shade, or Aina? I'd probably play Shade. Shade? Probably play him. Flecking, Colwell, Greaves, Gabriel, and Bumo Semenyo. Great team. Arsenal 6-0. Fair enough. I think, did I put 4-0? I was too busy talking. Oh, wrong screen. I put 4-0. I think 4-0 is a fair prediction. I'd love to see 6-0 Arsenal. Gabriel scoring a hat-trick. No goals or returns for Saka or Havertz. That'd be good. Start McNeil, Porro. Oh, bloody hell. Connor, that's all right, mate. Gut says Rogers or McNeil. I wouldn't start the defender. Hello, Alex, mate. Rico Lewis Leaks got nothing yet. It's probably still a little bit too early for them. I'd stick with Henderson. I don't think taking a goalkeeper out for a -4 is worth it. Especially because, you know, I don't think Raya's going to get saves bonus today. So the maximum points differential he could get from Henderson is probably 4. So I just don't think that it's worth a hit. I crashed out. Oh, unlucky, Keith. After your predictions, I don't think I'll go with Mbumo captain. Fair enough. Would you start Pau Torres or Van der Ven? Oh, let's go back to my score predictions. Oh, Van der Ven, actually. Van der Ven. I don't even need to. Let's have a look at the clean sheet odds for that. 2 secs. There you go. Villa's clean sheet odds are 21. Spurs are 18. Oh, wow. Spurs have less clean sheet odds than Villa, apparently. I'd still go Van der Ven. Would you? I'd start McNeil. My pleasure, Connor. Do I captain Palmer over Haaland? We will see. It's on Haaland right now, but I doubt City without Rodri and Foden coming could take away from Haaland also. Yeah, but they got Fulham, mate. Just can't look past Haaland personally this week. And then we've got, there you go, projected goal scorers. I'll leave that up for a little bit. Is anyone up for an FPL quiz at 8:30, by the way? I've got 5 quiz questions for you guys. Put Golden Goal Ultras in the chat if you want a quiz at 8:30. Haaland blanks again against Fulham. Oh, I don't know. I think Haaland can destroy Fulham, to be honest. Everyone loves a quiz. Good. I've improved my questions. They're not just multiple choice this week. Yeah, I like it, Paul. I think Rodgers is the best cheap midfielder, to be honest. Was this the projections? Oh, hang on. No, that's this week's. That's last week's. Ignore that one. I'm going to delete that scene, actually. There you go. And then Let's have a look at that. Oh my God, Cathan. I'd start Bruno. As painful as it is, logic dictates, if you remove biases, everything that's happened in the last 2 games, I think I'm starting Bruno. And I'm sorry that you have to go through all that again, Cathan. I'm sorry. What can I say? I've got nothing else to say other than I'm sorry. Oh, I hope Mbumo scores again in the first minute. I don't really care what minute he scores in, as long as he scores. I'll be very happy if he scores. Is there any news on Foden? Not yet. Not yet. We might get a leak before the deadline. I've not seen anything just yet. I think Bruno's good regardless, mate. He creates so many chances and takes penalties and free kicks. He's always going to be good. Cathan has been through. Put a F in the chat, if that's the correct term. F in the chat for Cathan as a Bruno owner. They were telling me, I did a little stream when Man United were playing. He was saying he expects Bruno to get red carded, and that's exactly what happened. So F in the chat for Cathan. F for Cathan. I'm hoping Evan, yeah, he looks like a decent option. There are so many good cheap strikers in the game, aren't there? Of course, Adamsy. Yeah. You can have a maximum of 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards, if that makes sense. And then you can do you can have a 5-3-2, a 4-4-2, a 4-5-1, a 3-5-2, or a 3-4-3, and a 5-4-1. And I think that's the formations that you can have, if that makes sense. My team now, Raya, Gabriel, Kanate, is that Vanderberg, Luis Diaz, Palmer, Semenyo, Burns, Haaland, Jackson on the bench, Wood, Mazrari, Greaves, Sanchez. What is your options? I would do nothing. I think that team is fine. The only thing I would do is potentially transfer out Luis Diaz, because I don't think he starts this week. I don't have any confirmed news, but I think he's going to continue to be a minute's risk for you. My prediction for player of the week, I'm going to say Solanke. Trent and Diaz to VDB. I guess you're saying Van der Ven. No, I don't like that. Salah and DCL to Saka and Havertz, or Robertson and DCL to Havertz, and a 4.5. Yeah, I like getting rid of Robertson and DCL. Just selling Salah for Saka doesn't feel right to me. Agree on McNeil. I think if he goes well this week, you can consider him an option for the rest of the season and it not just be a purple patch. If Raul continues, I think, yeah, there are so many good cheap strikers, right? Oh, it could be Vanderberg. Yeah, it could be. Wood has been steady. Yeah, that's why I went for him. I agree. Should I start Vardy to cover Roger? No, I'd start Rogers, personally. Just because it's before the international break, that's why I didn't do Eze to Johnson. Yeah. Palmer or Salah? I'd always say Salah. Do chips refill in 2025 or just the wild card? You get free hit, bench boost, triple captain is once per season. I think I'm going to roll, which will leave me with 4 next week. I'd probably start Calvert-Lewin, the penalty taker. My pleasure, dear. God, the chat's flying so quickly I can barely read it. Saka or Palmer? This week alone, I'd say Saka. Long-term Palmer. Haaland captain. Doesn't matter if you're chasing, I go Haaland captain. You can make out your points with other players. I'll have a look at teams after I do the quiz, Neil's not a problem. Foden could be. That's if he starts. Thanks, mate. Also, do all chips refill? I'll just answer that. Do you think Jota starts? Yes, I think he might. I think Diaz is the one that could be rotated. Wood and timber. Wood is nailed. Not sure about timber. I know the pun. Diaz to Palmer and Trent to Lewis. Yeah, I don't mind that. I would only do it if you have bench cover for Lewis. Oh, I'm not sure for a hit though. Not sure if I'd do it for a hit. On a wild card, want a punt. Foden, Lewis, Johnson. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Brennan Johnson's a really good punt. Haaland, Salah or Saka captain. Haaland for me. Trent and Diaz to Vanderberg, Foden and Johnson -8. Wouldn't do the hit for it. Saka, Salah, Palmer, Salah. I'd probably say Salah. Even though it's the early kickoff. Play Porro or Lewis. Wait and see if we get any news, basically, mate. Yeah. Diaz and Trent for Rico and Foden. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm just a bit worried about Foden. Yeah, but whatever about top scorer mid after 6 game weeks doesn't really mean a whole deal in my opinion. Madison, Guardiola, Gundo. I'm confused as to what you're asking me there. Pen taker for Ipswich. I actually don't know. Does anyone else know? Does anyone know who the penalty taker for Ipswich is? I think we've had an Ipswich fan in the chat occasionally. Only the wild card. I already did Isak to Solanke and don't know if Diaz is out. Best for me, I owned him since game week 1 and I want Jota again over Salah. Fair enough. Salah for me. Bench Lewis pay. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Who's the captain? Haaland. Best captain, Haaland. Haaland is the best captain. The lap should be on pens by the looks of it. Quiz coming on in a second. I'm just catching up with the chat. Johnson, Palmer, Wood, or Mbumo, Palmer, Raul. Tough one. I think I prefer Mbumo, Palmer, Raul. Yeah, I think Chelsea have got some good goalkeeping options, though. If he continues to play badly, I think Delap will take him if Hurst isn't on the pitch. João Pedro, Jota, Emi Martinez to Solanke, Brennan Johnson, Muric. I prefer Flecken to Muric if you're looking for a cheap keeper. But I do think it's worth it, yeah. I think that's worth it. I'd always go Calvert-Lewin, Connor. I would say Calvert-Lewin. Who would you start, Rodgers or Delap? Oh, Rodgers. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, Rodgers. Right, quiz time. Let's get quizzical. Ready? Quiz. Question numero uno. How many goals? So this is in the Premier League, even though he's got the Champions League shirt on. It's the only picture I could find. How many goals has John Duran scored in the Premier League this season? And it's not multiple choice. Answers are flying in. I thought multiple choice for this one might be quite easy. Because obviously it's not loads of goals. So if I had like 5 multiple choice questions, the chances that yeah, it would just be too easy, I think. So I didn't do that. Everyone's going crazy. Lots of 4s. I see a few 5s, a few 3s, a few 2s. Awesome. Thanks everyone for taking part. 186. Oh, I've just lost my chat. Bear with, guys. I'm just going to have to refresh the stream. For some reason, the chat keeps disappearing off of my stream view from time to time. So you just have to bear with a sec. I'll let the answers keep rolling in while I sort this out. The chat is back. Let's go. The answer is... Oh, I gave it away before the transition. The answer is 4. So whoever said 4, you got 1 so far. Well done. Clear your cache. I'll do that after the stream. Cheers, mate. Question number 2. How many points did Cole Palmer score in game week 6? Obviously, that's the last game week. There's a lot of points, but exactly how many did he score? Got loads of people answering. Awesome. Some of them are cheeky answers. I rate that. If your answer is double the correct answer, which I think some people are working out, I'll give you a point. Not necessarily saying it's 50 though. I'm a bit worried these questions are too easy. Right, answer is, a lot of people got this right. 25. 25 points for Cole Palmer. How many does he get this game week? Well, he can't be doing that. That's not fair. We can't do a retrospective quiz. Well done, everyone that said 25. I'll do some scores on the doors after 3. Next question. Who's that? Who is that silhouette of? Who is that? Oh, it might be a bit easy. Just saying, one thing I will say, everyone's saying in Boomo, there are other famous people in the Premier League with a big beard and a bald head. Just saying. Someone has already said one, by the way. Well, that is true, but you know what I mean. Come on, this is your general knowledge of FPL. Steve Green, good to see you. I hope you're aligned with the correct time for the quiz. It was absolutely hilarious seeing your answers a few weeks ago, being like 2 minutes late, and some of them were wrong as well. So it was really funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was in Boomo. That was a bit easy, wasn't it? We'll make it a bit harder next week. I'll just pick a random bald player and then get you to guess who it is. Could be Pep, could be Ten Hag, could be anyone, right? But yeah, well done everyone that got that. Let me know what you're on. Put your current live running total in the chat. Let me know what you're on. Everyone got 3 out of 3 so far? A lot of people on 3 out of 3. Some on 2. Only 1 for Siege. Unlucky, man. I'm not sure you're going to win this week. But you have a chance, actually, because there's 2 questions left to go. John Daniels, if you've just joined, we're doing a quiz, mate. Part of the deadline stream fun on my channel, man. All right. Everyone's basically on 3, 2 or 3. Wicked. Question 4. Which team has conceded the most goals in the league so far this season? Is it Southampton, Wolves, Everton, or Leicester? Who has conceded the most goals in the league so far this season? This is a trickier one. Lots of different answers in already. I let the answers keep rolling in. City. Yeah, it feels like City have conceded the most goals, isn't it? When their defenders are in my team, they concede the most goals anyway. Man United should have been an option. Yeah, I should have chucked them in for a bit of fun. Unfortunately, it's not Man United. I think they've actually kept 2 or 3 clean sheets this season. Excuse me. I might be wrong, but I think they have actually kept some clean sheets. I should have put West Ham in there for G-Wiz as well. Sorry, Graham. All right. I feel like everyone's answered. Correct answer is Wolves. 16 goals conceded so far for Wolves. We've got one more question. What's everyone on so far? Anyone on 4 out of 4? This is the decider. This is the decider to go for 5 out of 5. Connor's on 4 out of 4. Quite a few on 4 out of 4. All right. All right. Let's go. It's the big one. The decider. So I've just asked you who has conceded the most goals. Who has scored the most goals? You got 5 options. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, or Aston Villa. Who has scored? Which team has scored the most goals so far this season? Lots of Chelsea's in the chat. Interesting. Interesting. I wouldn't sell a goalkeeper for a hit, mate. Wouldn't do it. CJT is throwing a Hail Mary there of a team that's not even on the list in West Ham. The answer is... it's Chelsea. 15 goals. Hope you enjoy my little drum roll there. There you go. Let us know what you got. Let us know what you got. Well done, everyone that got 5 out of 5. G Wiz, Niels, Spacine, Glenn, Unlucky John, Lalix, well done, mate. Martin, Keith, unlucky, better luck next time. More quiz. I'll do more. Don't worry, there'll be one next week. Oh, and there won't be actually because there's no football next week. I'll do a live stream tomorrow morning as a bit of a like a reaction to the footy that's gone on today. And if I have time, I will I'll do another quiz, and I'll do a quiz based on game week 7, like the games today. How about that? So if anyone wants to join for that, I'll do 5 quiz questions based on what happened today. Connor's giving it the big Ric Flair woo. We love it. Hillbilly got 5. Rohan, he's maximum. I'm glad you enjoyed my drum roll. Harmony's cheating. Nice one, guys. Just do a quiz on the week off. Should I just do a quiz show? Should I just open? Yeah, I'll do that. I like it. I'll play a live FPL quiz show. I'll have a think about if anyone's got like a mini quiz game that I could play live. You can play along if you watch it back as well. But yeah, if you've got like an idea for one that I could do, I could do a Kahoot, couldn't I? I'll have a look into it, guys. I'll have a look into it. I think Tuesday, Thursday next week are my 2 like rest days from training. So I'll be able to go live on those evenings. And yeah, we'll have a look into... yeah, we could do a quiz game together, couldn't we? We could do guess the silhouette. We could do a round of that. I could do 4 rounds of 5 questions, I guess. Bob, good luck, mate. Thank you for joining the stream. I have done a watch along before, but it never really did all that well, to be honest. It never really did all that well. You guys like the silhouettes. We'll bring them back then. We'll bring them back. The silhouette will come back. I would start DCL, the penalty taker, mate, personally. No leak so far on Diaz, I'm afraid, my friend. Oh, Glenn, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, mate. Give you a like for that. Huge. Thank you, my friend. I was not popular back there. True. What game could I do? So I'm going to the gym after the stream. So yeah, I have to finish at like 11 o'clock sharp because I've got I'm meeting a mate for a lift at 11:30. So that'll mean I miss the Liverpool game. And I'll be making a video at like during the 3 p.m. kickoffs. I'll be doing so yeah, I just struggle for time. The 3 p.m.s might do okay for a watch along. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. True, Martin. We'll have a think about that. Tom's FPL silhouette quiz. We'll give it a go. The thing is, you guys, you might appreciate it or not. I guess it doesn't really matter. But and it's not a knock on like anyone in the chat or anything, but it is really hard to just stay switch, because I'm going to be here for 3 hours. It's really hard to switch on and be like fully what word am I looking for? Engaged for 3 hours in this particular setting. If you think of the people in the Sky Sports studio, there's 4 or 5 of them. They have a bit of banter between each other, etc. And I completely appreciate, like, I absolutely love interacting with the chat, right? And you're all obviously real human beings in your own right. But for me, it's like text on a screen, which if you were all sat in front of me, I'd be able to do it. I think I'd find it really engaging. But 3 hours is just about as long as I can do in a day of this kind of thing before I really start to fall off. It's just the nature of it. So yeah, I think definitely I'd do a watch along, but I just don't think I have any. My tank of live stream energy would probably be empty at the end of this stream, to be honest. I mean that in the nicest way possible. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. When will you be on Sky? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I'd want to do, because it would mean that I can't do a deadline stream. I quite enjoy doing a deadline stream. Quite like chatting to you guys in the chat. I know being on Sky would be really cool, but the game week deadline streams are better, right? This is better than Sky. Yeah, I'm not actually. Funny you should say that, Nixie. So there are. I'll be completely open. I won't say the name of the agency because it's fair enough. You know, they can decide who they want. But I did reach out to an agency to see if there was ever a chance of that happening, and basically, yeah, I got told I wasn't famous enough. So yeah, that kind of happened. So Nixie, you're not wrong, and I'm fully accepting of that. It is what it is. Chances of Wood scoring this week are 100% because he's in my team. Good morning. What do you think about this wildcard team? Yeah, I think if me and someone else were live and maybe even sat in the same room as each other, a watch along would be really good. I agree. I know he gets dogs abuse on social media, but Mark Goldbridge, and all the fan channels, to be fair, but Goldbridge in particular watches games of teams that he doesn't even support. But I think the fact that he just has thousands of people in his chat, things just go crazy, don't they? So, yeah, he deserves some respect for what he's built there. Oh, I don't like Edison. I'd have Flecken in the backup Brentford keeper, personally. And also, I feel like that team, your bench is too strong. Yeah, yes, Ailey, I try not to bet too much. The only betting I have done is matched betting. I'm not going to talk too much about that on here, but that's basically guaranteed betting returns, if that makes sense. So that's the only betting that I've done, because I don't like gambling. I think the deeper you look into it, the dirtier it gets, really, to be honest, on gambling. Most pry on addicted people to place bets, basically, mate. So I've got a bit of a moral issue with sports betting. Although I do play Fan Team, which is a pay-to-play fantasy football game. But I do feel on my own moral compass that a 38-week-long betting fantasy football game you have more control over than betting on individual sports outcomes, if that makes sense. So for me, on my moral compass, that's kind of acceptable. But sports betting on individual matches, I think they're so unpredictable that you're just always going to lose. Or favourite FPL YouTuber, I've got to say FPL Tom. We're good buddies, I have to say FPL Tom. The one I've watched most this week, though, has been FPL Fran. He's been in my feed a lot, and I've really enjoyed his videos this week. Gee, Golden Goal Ultras, let's go. Let's get that trending, man. Golden Goal Ultras. Crack it in the chat every now and then. That should be the hello message, say Golden Goal Ultras. No, Jacob, no transfers for me. I wildcarded last week, so I would hope that the team looks quite strong. But yeah, give Eze a go. Give Eze a go. Yeah, I'm going to give Eze one more week. Or Fass, I go Vandenberg, mate. Eze to Mbumo for a hit, probably not. Yes, Harmony, you remember we were talking about a famous song, Love Will Tear Us Apart, being transferred to Leeds? It happened again. Paul, big ups, mate. Thank you very much. Jackson for Solanke, Eze for someone else, or Allison for Flecken? Ooh, Eze out, but I'd probably keep all of them, to be honest. Since he started watching Liverpool games and respecting my club, I liked him. He then started to learn about actual football instead of tunnel vision. He's a joy to watch. Yeah. Morning, mate. I want to do Watkins, Winks, and Robinson to Havertz, Trossard, and Rico. Nah. Currently top 1k. Amazing rank, by the way, mate. I just don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth it. You should be able to do a straight swap of Robinson for Rico Lewis, maybe. But I don't think that's worth it. Not for a -8, anyway. I'd say chances of Rico Lewis starting, I'm 65-35 that he does. And that's enough for me to play him based on other players I've got in my team. In fact, I'm going to do that. Good to see you, Cortex, mate. I hope life is good where you are. No, Mikolenko has picked up a calf injury, so he's not playing, and Branthwaite has a quad injury. I would bench Eze, dope of that lot. Havertz and Sterling were brought in. Not sure about Sterling there, mate. Allison for Flecken, Eze for someone else, or Jackson for Solanke? I said that, Eze out. Someone else had the same question. Whoa, you guys had Venom Bite and that guy had the same question. Crazy. Cortex has been in the gym at 7:30. We rate it, mate. I was having a shower at 8:30, but I got on live stream at 8 a.m. So I guess you can call that early morning work, right? Just gonna blow my nose. I have swim training at 6 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, and I personally find my body doesn't wake up properly until about 11. So I'm going to go to the gym after this at 11:30. But yeah, fair play to you, mate. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting up early on a Saturday, it's a good feeling. Oh yeah, I need to do a poll. Sorry, my bottle's really loud. Let's do a Palmer poll. I've done a Palmer poll on every one of my streams so far, but it's good. I woke up randomly at 2 a.m. this morning because for some reason I had a dream about things that I needed to sort out today, and it all came up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up, and then I made some notes. So I was like, oh, I've got to get this out and on paper so I don't forget it. And then I went back to sleep. Did you buy Palmer? Already had. What do you think about Trossard? I really like him. Canate to Lewis, Solanke for Jackson, or McNeil for Semenyo. I don't like any of those moves. Just keep your players, mate. Don't make a transfer. I had Harwood, Bellis, and Anderson. Oh, bloody hell. Unlucky. I want to show you my tan. How can I go about doing it? Well, send me a picture on Twitter and I'm still not going to look at it. I know you meant team. At 9 o'clock, tell you what. 9 o'clock, I'll do team reviews for members and the first 5 non-members that put their FPL IDs in. G-Wiz is still asleep. Not a problem. Oh yeah, John. Of course. I hope the procedure goes well. Have you got a time where you're going under? Or unless, do they keep you awake for it? I don't know. I don't know how the procedure works. But what time are you going? What time are you going in? Probably a month ago, I had one of the best suntans of my entire life. But I've spent the last month indoors doing YouTube, so all my tan has worn off. I've either been doing YouTube, walking around in. It was yesterday afternoon, of course, mate. How's it all gone? Have you been up and about and walking? Hope it all went smoothly for you, John, mate. Match predictions. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong screen. No, wrong screen again. There you go. Yes, Niels. Branthwaite and Mikolenko are both injured, mate. I just bench him for Rogers, rat dog. You don't need to use a transfer there. It's funny that, isn't it, Cortex? People are... whenever people used to visit my hometown, which was in the countryside, that I thought was really boring. But whenever people would visit the area, they would say how beautiful the countryside around where I lived was. And I just kind of took it for granted. And I think that's the nature of being a human, that things nearby you kind of just take for granted. You'll miss it if you ever move away. I promise you that. Be like, oh man, I want to go to the beach. Hey, Keith, I tan, let me tell you. I was tanned. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, John. I hope the blood pressure gets sorted. There's some meds that can quite quickly get rid of that and sort that out. I'm sure you'll be fine, my friend. I'm glad I can keep you company while you're recovering anyway. 5 million or lesser, 8 Nori would be my suggestion. Chuck in a sub 5 million defender suggestion in the chat for any of you Golden Goal Ultras for action there. Do you pronounce that Chamois or Chamonix? Chamonix, is that correct? Yeah, exactly, mate. You take it for granted, don't you? I was born in a town in Somerset called Shepton Mallet. I'm happy to reveal that. My family still live there now. But yeah, I was born in a town called Shepton Mallet. No way Ipswich get a draw. Mate, Southampton have been terrible. Southampton. Sorry, G-Wiz. I'm going to insult your team again. I'm sure you'll agree, though. West Ham have been a bit rubbish. Sorry. Do you reckon if they don't get a good result today, Lopetegui could be on his way out? I'll take an hour nap after the live stream because I only slept 6 hours. Good job, man. Van de Ven. I like 8 Nori. I'm glad I own Leaf Davies. I can see an attack in return too. Go back to my team. Lopetegui stinks. Interesting. I've not been close enough to him to confirm or deny his scent. Yeah. I expect, though, most football managers on their day smell pretty good. They've got money. They can afford decent aftershave. I'm sure they smell pretty good. I think Lopetegui is one of the best managers out there, to be honest. There's the Palmer poll. Get voting on the Palmer poll if you haven't already. Did you buy Cole Palmer? I'm a no. 78 votes on that. I'm a no at the moment. Let us know what you're doing with Cole Palmer. Yeah, Lopetegui did take charge at Madrid, didn't he? Ancelotti is just the absolute don, though, isn't he? Let's be honest. Yeah, I know it's lower upside, but come on, Haaland. I just give him captaincy. Yeah, huge. 200 people watching, incredible. Thank you so much, everyone. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Gee whiz, big ups, mate. You probably got another stream to go to, so have a good weekend, and I hope for your sake West Ham do well. Do you think I should sell Salah? No. Don't sell him. Not this week. Yes, Brennan Johnson is a good replacement. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think. But he's a good replacement if you fancy it. Would Palmer to Salah be worth it? I think you're saying Salah to Palmer. Possibly. The one thing I would say, CJT, is what is your guttural instinct saying? If your gut is saying, yeah, I should do that move, do it. Because you'll regret it if you don't follow your gut, I think. A Wilson 4. I've had this scoreline prediction up about 5 times now. There you go. Fair enough. If you think Palmer looks better than Salah, then do it, mate. Morning, James. The correct greeting is now Golden Goal Ultras, we've decided. If you want to be a Golden Goal Ultra, crack that in the chat. Davey, should I drop Pedro to either Delap or Evanilson? It depends who you have on your bench, I would say. I actually like Delap as a João Pedro replacement, you know? I think it's between Delap and Raul Jimenez. Diaz and Trent for Palmer and Van de Ven for free. I personally go 8 Nori over Van de Ven, but yeah, I don't mind it. And because there are multiple possible goal scorers for Liverpool and Chelsea, yeah, fair enough. Brought in Palmer, attempted to captain him. Yeah, I'd captain Haaland. I think Nottingham Forest are... Not that it means much for how good Cole Palmer has been, but Nottingham Forest are either the 3rd or 4th best defence in the league for non-penalty expected goals conceded. So I'll just bear that in mind. Dunk to Porro. Yeah, I don't mind it. Doesn't sound too bad. Oh, Aaron, I didn't even take offence to it, mate. Honestly, don't stress, man. It's totally cool. I don't even remember the comment, to be completely honest with you. Not to offend you by saying I don't remember it, but it shows how little it affected me. Don't feel the need to apologise, man. It's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry that you did. It's obviously Cole Palmer's a good option, but no one, realistically, a lot of people captain him, yeah, fair enough. But I don't think anyone could have foreseen 25 points, right? Yeah, Cole Palmer's good and consistent. Yeah, of course he is. I don't mind Saka as captain. I think he's probably the 2nd or 3rd best. I think there's 4 captains at the moment you could go for this week. Haaland, Palmer, Salah and Saka. That's it. Yes, Greg, I like it. I like getting rid of Jota because the Liverpool fixture's turned and he's a constant minutes risk. Honestly, apart from the Diaz move, I think longer term you went for the better options, mate. Especially if you've got Flecken in goal, because that Brentford goalkeeper double up will maybe save you a transfer in good time. Who should I replace Eze with? I personally, if I was replacing Eze, I'd get either Semenyo, McNeil, or Brennan Johnson. Those are the 3. Fair enough, Harmony. Best 4.5 million, Flecken. Just get Flecken. Unless he's gone up. Unless he's 4.6 now. Flecken. I have a feeling he goes crazy too. I mean, you would not be surprised at all if Haaland scored a hat-trick this week, would you? Let's be honest. Evan Nielsen to a non-player, Diaz to Foden. Maybe. 100% skill for Palmer captain. Fair enough, mate. Wild card with Salah, Saka, Palmer and Mbeumo and Haaland in the team with an average defence. Will it work? Sure. 10 players for me. Yeah, I don't know how many I've got. Let's have a quick look. Oh, wrong screen again. Keep doing that. 1 player tomorrow. 2 players tomorrow. 3. So I've got 8 players today. Interesting. 9. No, it should be 8. Rogers, Chris Wood, Solanke tomorrow. No idea, James. We just know that he's got a quad injury, but I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I reckon if it's a muscular injury, based on how long it's taken me to recover from a muscular injury, 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, why not, Johnny? If you've got the gut feeling that Foden's going to do well, go for it. Well, don't worry about it, Cortex. All good. All right, we're going to do some team reviews. So members get priority. So members, just feel free to crack your FPL ID in the chat and I'll review your team. Doing 5 team reviews for non-members from here. People want to stick their IDs in the chat. I'll go through all the members first and then I'll pick 5 people who are non-members and I'll do the first 5 from that. We've got four non-members already. Finishing at Johnny then. Oh, we're all done at Johnny. And I'll crack on the members first. Bear with, I'm just going to load up Draft Hound. Still got 155 people in the stream. Thank you so much. So yeah, apologies, John H and 3 Johns. Sorry, John H and JON John. You've missed out, I'm afraid. We'll do some more later on though. We'll use Draft Hound for this. There's a link in the description to sign up for Draft Hound, by the way. 2968. Oh no, we're doing Lalix. Cheers, Cortex. Yeah, Lalix, I wouldn't do anything with this team. Great team. I'd probably start... Why is Solanke's expected points so low? I'd start Solanke over Smith Rowe and then just roll. I think this team is fantastic. Yeah, start Solanke over Smith Rowe. That's all you need to do there. Niels, we'll put your team in FPL review then. Do that now. Just bear with while it loads. 460235. So just for reference, if you've made any transfers already this week, there's no way of these tools knowing what you've done because FPL only updates after the deadline. So it will only know your team as it was at the last deadline, I'm afraid. So if you've made any moves, you'll have to let me know beforehand. Let's do a solve for you, Niels. Barco to Guardiol. You can do Barco to Guardiol. Mate, just do that. Guardiol is the top expected points defender for the next 5 game weeks in pretty much all the tools I've seen. Which is annoying because I've just sold him. I think Barco to Guardiol is going to be your move, mate. Which I really like, personally. Yeah, Barco to Guardiol. Do it, mate. Hopefully that helps you. Right, those are the two members, I believe, that have asked for their teams. Yep. So Rat Dog is up next. Excuse me. 2968405. Another really good team. I would consider, I'd probably just bench Luis Diaz for Rodgers, to be honest. But I'd wait for a leak. We'll probably get a leak as to the Liverpool team. But yeah, if Diaz isn't in the 11, I'd just swap him out for Rodgers. Yeah. Other than that, mate, beautiful team. You don't need to do anything there. CJT, who I can't tell who the F1 car on your profile picture is too small, but who is that? Let me know. Yeah, another really good team here. I wouldn't do anything with it. I'd just roll the transfer. Cortex. He's up here, look at that. He's an early bird today. I'd probably get rid of Vardy if it were me. I just don't like Vardy. But you don't need to. I think that's a great team. You don't need to do anything there. Hillbilly. 60888. Has massive issues. Already done Pedro to Solanke, Jota to Brennan Johnson, and Martinez to Muric. Yeah, I think you've solved all the issues in your team by doing that. And I would probably bench Smith Rowe. With those transfers that you've made, though, I think that's a great team. Yeah, good job. Good use of transfers. Nothing else to say, mate. I think that's fine. You've done well, in my opinion. Whatever happens in terms of points that your team scored, I think you've made a good decision there. Similar to previous teams with Luis Diaz in, I wouldn't make a transfer here, Johnny Gibbons. And I'd just wait and see on Liverpool team news. If Diaz is in the 11, then I'd probably switch Solanke and Wood or Rodgers around. I would play Solanke, definitely. The expected points for draft time are not kind on Solanke. I think he's better than Wood and Rodgers this week. So I'd start him over one of those two. But if obviously Luis Diaz is benched, then I'd start Solanke over him. I hope that helps you all. Eze to Mbumo. Oh, if you can afford it, yeah, go for it, mate. Unfortunately, I've got no news on Diaz. Nobody had Palmer in their team. You are correct. Oh, excuse me, guys. Bit yawny this morning after my early interrupted sleep. Do I start McNeil or Wood? Need to know, please. I'd go McNeil. F. Morris, you don't need to spam the chat. My current rank is 324k. No, Hugo, I wouldn't be chasing. I think Haaland is by far and away the best captain this week, so I'd pick him. I'm going to grab some more eggs. Huge, mate. Get that protein in. Get that protein in, boy. So Wolves have conceded the most goals, but they've had some really tough fixtures. So, yes, I think the worst team in the league at the moment is Southampton. Personally, that'd be my pick. Other things other than FPL have been going on in my life, John. Unfortunately, yeah. Would you take out Solanke and Johnson for Havertz and Semenyo? No. No. Don't do it. Paddy from Colombia, big ups. If Diaz is benched, Watkins and Diaz out for Palmer and Stewart. Oh, God. I'd roll, mate. I would roll. Transfers, especially hits before an international break, just don't sit right with me. Harmony's bigging up Wood. Fair enough. Yeah, let us know your ranks in the chat. I'm 575k overall, something like that, I think. Which I will take at this stage of the season. I think that's pretty good. Muric will be alright, mate. Bainbridge events. Big ups, man. Tottenham's fixtures are pretty good. Apparently, Uwer's dog likes my voice. Fantastic. I would say Tottenham have games right up until game week 12 that they can score in, to be honest. I think that's a good run, to be honest. Is Aya essential? Definitely not. Brentford haven't kept a clean sheet yet. That's exactly why I'm going to keep him, Nils. He went on a heater. A heater. That feels like an American term, that, doesn't it? A heater. Well, we need to do the FPL challenge. I haven't done that yet. The last one was rubbish, I must say. I have, you know, I like the Premier League and Fantasy Premier League, but the last challenge was rubbish. There was one goalkeeper. That was in the top 25% though. F. Morris, I have done a wildcard draft video, my friend. Go check that out. Got to go for Wood. We have to go for Wood, don't we? Wood's in. Goalkeeper. Is there an Asian or Pacific goalkeeper? I don't think there is. I'm going to pick Raya. Defender. Asian defender. I don't think there is one, is there? Anyone know an Asian Premier League defender that's actually going to score some points? Ariola's part Asian. Got to be careful where you use that name as well. I'm going to go for Guardiola. Tomiyasu, yeah. He's just not going to play though, is he? Bloody hell. And midfielders. Pacific midfielders. Son, but he's injured. God, this is rubbish challenge. There's no one I could... Mitoma? Yeah, probably going to have to go for Mitoma, aren't I? Let's go for Mitoma. And then up front, we've already got Chris Wood. We'll go Haaland. We'll have to set a captain as well. Let's go Chris Wood. They're not great, are they? So that's it. That's my Asian Pacific team with 2 players from that region of the world. We need your pick. That's it, innit? That's literally all you can do. Oh no. Guys, my laptop has frozen. No. Guys, my laptop is frozen. I'm still streaming, but I can't click on anything. Oh, there we go. I think I fixed it. There we go. Can you sort to Asia Pacific players, can you? Well, let's have a look then. How do I sort that? Ah, there you go. So Asia Pacific. Yeah, I mean, look. Come on. That's your defenders you got to pick from. Goalkeepers. Midfielders. I mean... There's one that's definitely going to play. You can't even say Huang was on the bench last week. Forwards? 1. So realistically, in this entire challenge, there are 2 players that you can pick. What? That's terrible. Burgess. I guess he must be Australian or from New Zealand. That's pretty poor. Gauchi. Well, he's not going to play. None of these are going to play. Sugawara, he actually does play, doesn't he? He does play. Okay, but you can't pick him. You can't be picking him against Arsenal. And then midfielders, Son's obviously there, but then you got Mitoma. You know, Son's injured, so you can't pick him. And then Chris Wood, that's it. Bloody hell. Let's have a look at the draft a second. I look at my draft. My drafty draft. I'm going to sell Nketiah, by the way. And I'm going to get Duran in, if I can get him. Available. Is Duran available? He is. He's available. I'm going to get rid of Nketiah for Duran. Confirm. Duran's in. There's my team. Who else is available? McNeil's up there. Semenyo. Brennan. Oh, let's go Brennan. Let's go Brennan. Replace Smith. Right, Brennan. There we go. Who else is available? Jimenez, Adama, Rogers, Delat, Suchek, Mitoma. No one can get Mitoma. He's locked. Would you guys get what's his name? McNeil in this midfield? Be honest. Could sell Rashford, but I do quite like Rashford. That's a decent team, that, isn't it? Surely. Surely that's a good team, and then I need to do that as well. Save your team. That's a good team, surely. That's a good draft team, that. Good morning, Lee. I'll go back to the chat now. Yes, we'll take out Rashford. We'll leave him in for a bit. We'll leave him in for the time being. Who are you talking about playing there, John? James, sorry. Yeah, it's a pretty poor challenge. Definitely the worst challenge, I agree. I'm good, John. I'm very good. Lots of Johns in the chat. Yeah, but that was my draft team, John. I have Haaland in it. I fancy the Wood captain pick. Yeah, gotta go for him. Oh, sell Savio to Trossard. I don't hate it. Although you picked Savio for a reason, didn't you? You picked him for a reason, mate. Just don't forget the reason that you picked him. That's all I'd say on that. Don't forget the reason you picked him. Also, I don't know if anyone's come across Alf FPL, but he does a Saturday night podcast, and I'm going on that at 9:40 p.m. tonight before match of the day. John, you're amazing, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I will. I'm going to go out because I need to get out of the flat at some point today. I'm going to go for a nice little walk around the Bristol Harbour, and I will spend that on a coffee. So I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. And I will buy myself a coffee this afternoon with that. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. No Diaz or Foden news as of yet. I'll check now, though. That's very kind of you, John. Thank Thank you very much, my friend. See if there's any tweets in the leaked. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Go on my fantasy football list. Oh, I don't know about Wood for Delap. I'd have kept Wood if it were me. I'd have kept Wood. Yeah. Gianni Battici is eating his hat if Rico Lewis doesn't start this week, for the record. Ocean Vids, we did some team... Oh, I can't show that. We did the team reviews at 10. Thank you again, John. It's nice to know where your money gets spent as well, right? That just buying me a nice coffee this afternoon. I appreciate that. I'll tweet it out. I'll tweet if you follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet my my coffee and where I sit with it. Should I roll the transfer? I've not read the team yet, but I'm saying yes. Raya, Trent, Lewis, Gabriel, and Bumo Semenyo, yes. Great team. Don't do anything. Roll it. Sell Diaz and buy Bumo. Wait and see. We will definitely, I would say I'm 90% sure we get a Liverpool leak before the deadline because they are the early kickoff. I'm just going to blow my nose a second. I have in my midfield. Sorry, I was just sorting out the podcast that I'm going to go on tonight. I have in my midfield Saka and Bumo, Semenyo, and Luis Diaz. Yeah, not bad. I would just wait again, like I keep saying on Luis Diaz. I would wait for a Liverpool leak, which we should get before the deadline, but we've still got an hour and a half to go. Vardy against Bournemouth at home or McNeil against Newcastle at home this week. I would probably say McNeil, mate. I just don't rate Vardy that highly anymore. I know that sounds harsh, but I just think he's a little bit past it. I saw him in the Championship a couple of times last season and he really struggled. Yeah. I'm just going to go and get myself a quick snack because I've been live for an hour and a half and I can feel myself slightly dipping. So if you don't mind, I'm going to be 30 seconds. I'm just going to run and get a snack. Ooh. By the way, snack suggestion, if anyone can see that. I'm not paid by Nature Valley, but their crunchy granola bars, oat and honey flavour, they're probably not actually that good for you, to be fair. But they are special. They are a bit clammy in your mouth, though. That's one thing. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave the stream. I'm just going to go on mute while I chew. So you guys don't have to hear that. Flecken, Pickford, or Sanchez? Ooh. I'd probably say Flecken. I'll do one more question. Salah, Pedro to Palmer, Solanke for a -4. Bench Rodgers. Nah, don't do the hit, mate. I just did some research for you there, Lee Fisher. So Luis Diaz is in Colombia to play Chile on Tuesday. And then he plays against Chelsea at 4:30 next Sunday. So personally, I don't think that's anything to worry about, to be honest. I think the real worry is Spurs players and West Ham players, to be honest. Who might be travelling quite far for Spurs. It would have been Son, wouldn't it? But obviously he's injured. I think you'll be fine. But I still don't think that... Oh, I keep freaking losing the chat. I still don't think that makes Luis Diaz safe from rotation, though. It's not my cache, by the way. I keep clicking this place on my screen that makes the chat disappear on my playback screen, and then you can't get it back. It's really annoying. That didn't work very well. I tried to recline in my chair, but I couldn't get the camera low enough. I could recline though. We could go all the way down there. You fell out of my chair. That was fun, wasn't it? Should we do a recline stream? Hang on. Here we go. I'm reclined. Sorry, I'm just messing about being a child now. Yeah, I would bench Eze of that lot. And Mbumo, I think he's pretty close to essential for his price. What's the chance for Lewis starting? I would have to play Greaves. Me too, mate. Me too. I think Rico Lewis's chance of starting are good enough for me to start with FPL. Some fellow content creators are quite bullish on Rico Lewis's chances of starting. Gianni Battici will eat his hat if Rico Lewis doesn't play this weekend. So yeah. I actually don't think Ipswich are that bad defensively. So I wouldn't be too worried about starting Greaves over Dunk. I think, I think Brighton almost definitely concede. Whereas I actually see a possible clean sheet for Ipswich. They could do it. Would you be buying Rodgers this week? Yeah, I think Rodgers is fantastic, mate. I mean, I've already got him, so I'm not going to buy him, but I bought him last week. And I also think he's not fixture proof, but I wouldn't let his price point put me off starting him in the tougher fixtures. The only game I'd be a little bit put off by is when he plays Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool, which would apply to every player anyway. So, yeah, I really like him. I'm pretty sure he's already played Arsenal anyway, hasn't he? Yeah, they had them in Gameweek 2. Yeah. Rodgers is so cheap that the cheapness of him puts you off him as an option in a way. I don't think you should consider him as a player of that price point, if that makes sense. I'd start Duran. I reckon Duran plays this week. I reckon Duran plays. CJT. I can't say. No one knows for certain if he'll get any leaks on Rico. I just think there's so many good cheap midfielders and forwards, to be honest. Ailey, my pleasure. I hope you have a good game week. Thank you for joining. I have also done an FPL and mental health video, and I said the same. Yeah, I mean, it's a game, isn't it, at the end of the day? No one's going to remember your FPL rank at your funeral, let's be honest. And ultimately, I think the secret to keeping good mental health around FPL is to have other things that keep you stimulated and occupied, so that when FPL is not going well and you need a break, you go and focus on those things. And ultimately, it's down to you as an individual to pick that other hobby, if that makes sense. I always think in life you have to have multiple plates spinning of things that you enjoy doing, because everything's really fleeting. Stuff can end, relationships can end, everything can end. Things can go badly. You need to have, different interests and things to keep your head above water. And that's just my opinion. And you got to look after yourself physically as well. Do you think Diaz will start? Personally, no. I think Gakpo will get a start this week. Here's a combo I can do with 2 free transfers. Diaz to Ben Johnson, Wood up to Solanke. If you're saying Brennan Johnson, yes, I don't mind that at all. Just because I think Gakpo's been playing really well. And I think Gakpo deserves a start in the Premier League. Yeah, that's my reasoning. I know Diaz has been good too, but I'd say Gakpo has been arguably of the same level. He just hasn't had the same number of minutes to prove himself as much. Good for you, Antonio. My team value is not looking so good. I'll flag it. Yeah, 101.1 mine is. I'll take it, but yeah, yours is a lot better than mine. Yours is a lot better than mine. Is Gabriel 6.2 now? Got 0.2 off of him. Earned a bit of money on Salah. Earned a bit of money on Haaland, to be fair. So yeah, not bad. I've earned 1.1 million. I'll take that. And I've only made 2 transfers this season. So we'll take that. I play my wild card, that's why. Yeah, I can understand that, CJT. It's just sometimes in life, mate, that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. I always find that bad stuff, and I hate to say that because you've only had 2 things, but bad stuff for me, out of my control, tends to come in 3s. 3 things recurring seem to always go wrong. You just got to be prepared for it, mate. That's just part of life, really. The nature of it. You can't have the good times without the bad times, and vice versa. It depends how much money you have, Jamie, to be honest. Depends how much money you have. Gameweek 9, how do you feel about going from Salah and Wood to Palmer and Solanke? Yeah, I personally wouldn't want to sell Salah, but I don't mind that. The players you're buying are good. Sorry, I'm just in touch with this guy I'm doing a podcast with. 2 secs. I got priced out of Havertz. Now I have no Arsenal cover, but I have Palmer, Jackson. Yeah, just roll. Just roll. That team's fine. Should I free hit? What? No. Don't use your free hit, mate. Just for get rid of Luis Diaz. I think Salah is always a captaincy option. Whoever he plays, every week, he is an option, for sure. I would captain Haaland just based on how good he's been this season, but I cannot say that Salah is not week on week a captaincy option. Good time to free hit would be when there's a blank or a double game week for me. Or game week 38, where you expect a lot of your players to be rotated if their positions in the league are kind of wrapped up and decided, if that makes sense. Those would be the times. Double blanks and maybe game week 38 when there's going to be a bit lots of rotation. So I'm choking on my breakfast bar. Blimey. Choke. The choking's made me cry, guys. Ugh. Blimey. Oh, my eyes have gone. Whew. That was a big choke. Oh, sorry, bear with. Ooh. Sorry, I was just dying on stream then. I'm back. This is what holding Eze does to you. Ooh. No, we're better now. How insane is captaining? Yeah, I would always captain a penalty taker, mate. I think it's pretty insane. I would captain the penalty takers, personally. Vibe man. Vibe man. Would I look... Yeah, I agree. I'd potentially bring in an Arsenal mid for Diaz. Because, yeah, I would say Southampton, in my opinion. Even though Wolves have conceded the most goals in the league, I think Southampton are the 20th best team in the league, if that makes sense. Yeah, there you go. The choking was... I nearly died then because I've still got Eze in my team. There you go. Holland got a big haul v Fulham last season. Wow, there you go then. That tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? I don't hate the Havertz captain shape. Nope, neither do I. But I would prefer a penalty taker if it were me. Start Dunk or Greaves, and also bench one McNeil, DCL. Oh, probably bench McNeil reluctantly, and I'd start Greaves, mate. I think Ipswich have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet than Tottenham do. So yeah, I would bench Greaves. If Eze scores, my God, I'll have more tears in my eyes. The only thing that will mean though is I lose my Trent clean sheet. But yeah, if Eze scores, there will be genuine tears in my eyes. Let me tell you. Timber is good. I think you get what you pay for with the Arsenal defenders, though. You spend a bit more, you get Gabriel or Saliba, who are a bit more nailed. Diaz out for Palmer, mate. If you can do that, 100%. 100%. Really like that. Good point on the penalties. Good point on the penalties. Rogers or Mavadidi? Rogers. I've already done team reviews, Notion vids. I did 8 of them, I think. I'm sure that will happen, Cardman. Yeah. Been there, Harmony. Eze's worse. I can see Man United either losing 4-0 or pulling off a masterclass. Have to remove Trent, though. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, I guess, selling Trent, to be honest. Chips refreshed. Your wildcard will be at Gameweek 19, but if you use your free hit and triple captain and bench boost now, you don't get it back. No real set time to it, Notion vids. We can do some more team reviews at 10 if you want. We'll do 2 sets. We'll do some more at 10. How about that? So on the hour. Nice team, Omar. If you wanted, I'll plug my own video, but I made a Game Week 7 wildcard draft video earlier on in the week, and I still think the team that I built then is the best wildcard team you can make for this week. So if you want to check out my thoughts on that, give that video a watch. In fact, I'll link it right now in the chat. How about that? I'll link it in the chat. Bear with. I'm allowed to plug my own videos in the chat, aren't I? Oh, I've just bloody got rid of the tab with my live stream on it. Hopefully it was still live on YouTube. I've just deleted the tab of my stream. So that was very clever of me. There we go. We're back. We're back with the chat. Oh, Ryan, that's incredibly generous of you. I tell you what, if people want to send me super chats, I'm going to review your team. So, Ryan, I'm going to look at your team right now. We'll do an FPL review as well. Ryan, I'm there, man. 4469807. That's you. Hey, man, if people want to send me a super chat asking for a team review, then go for it. How can I possibly say no? Mate, this team's really, really good. I would maybe consider a defender transfer. But mate, this team is absolutely fine as it is. No Haaland, but it is what it is. You've accepted that with the players that you've got. Let's see what FPL review says for you. But mate, I think this team is fine. That team looks absolutely fine. Have you made any early transfers or anything? I guess that's the question to ask. 4469807. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. That's very generous of you. I'd be interested to see what the transfer solver has to say. Yeah, but West Ham don't look all that good, CJT. That was my only point. Ooh, Robertson to Guardiola. I'm not sure I'd do that ahead of Crystal Palace, though. There's your suggested transfers. Oh. They don't fill me with excitement. I know, like, player for player, Akanji's obviously going to score more points than Anderson. But your defence is good enough, I think. Yeah, Ryan, I've already traded in Guardiola. Okay, well, there you go. If you've done that, that's literally what FPL Review is telling you to do. So, wouldn't do anything, mate. I think that's absolutely fine. Good team, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very generous of you. And the same goes, if people want to send me a super chat to do a team review, then I am most happy to, obviously. Thank you, mate. That's very generous. Looks like I'm going to have a couple of coffees this afternoon. Oh, man. Could you imagine, Lee? Could you imagine? You think West Ham... Oh, you're a West Ham fan, aren't you? You did Robertson to Guardiola. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I think that's fine. Good luck with Guardiola. I sold him last week to much pain. Much pain was caused as a result of doing that. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Eze. Haven't seen a leak yet. I've got Twitter loaded up on a hidden tab just because I don't want to show my For You page on Twitter. But I have not seen a Diaz leak yet. No, I haven't got any leaks. I've just had a quick check. No leaks so far. Who will you sell Guardiola to? Oh, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Oh, who did I? Gabriel, Trent. It was a wild card, mate, so I just got rid of him on wild card and then ended up with this defence. -4 for Salah to Rodgers. What I stick to your guns, mate. And it wouldn't be a -4 either. If you've already made a transfer, that'd be a -8 because you'd have to make 2 moves to do that. So if you've already done Guardiola to Robertson, Robertson to Guardiola, that'd make a -8, and I don't think that's worth it. As good as I think Haaland is, I think you kind of have to stick to your guns without him at this point, mate. Oh, I think Solanke and Watkins are pretty much neck and neck for me, which is why I went for Solanke, because obviously he's 1.5 million cheaper. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to own Solanke. And thank you. I think he's an inspired signing by Tottenham. I think they did really well to get him. I'll do a captaincy poll next in the chat. Anyone want to let me know who their 4 captain options for this week would be? Actually, I think it's quite obvious, isn't it? I think it's quite obvious. Start a poll. I'll end this poll. 229 votes for the Palmer poll. 63% do not own and will not own Palmer this week. I'm torn on Diaz, mate. I think Gakpo could get a start this week. I think I'm genuinely 50-50 on Diaz, I'm afraid, my friend. So much so I'd consider selling him. But the thing we get about Diaz is the early kickoff. So we should get some news. Your game week 6 captain. Haaland. Saka. Salah. Palmer. I'll go other. People will probably say Palmer's going to be their captain this week, to be fair, aren't they? Oh well. Captaincy poll is up. Get voting if you're around. Fancy a little vote? Who's on your bench, Buzzy Bear? Because if you've got a decent bench, then I wouldn't worry too much about it. Apparently, Diogo Jota is starting. I just had a leak in one of my chats. Don't know how true that is, but I've just had a message, a Twitter DM to say that Diogo Jota is starting. Just check my WhatsApp groups a sec, because I'm in a couple that might have some info. Seems Salah is fit. Yeah, I mean, he's fit every week, isn't he? GM, I will do team reviews at 10. I'll take five FPL IDs from the audience and review. So wait till 10 and then we'll give it a go. Hat trick and an assist versus Fulham last year. There you go. Greaves, Robinson, Pedro. What's that? What's the context of that? It all depends on Pep's tactics, EJT. I don't think you can say one or the other, to be honest. The trend seems to be that Rico Lewis is the more attacking one, but obviously last week Guardiola got the goal. I agree, Harmony. I was just sharing what I heard. I don't know if the source is true or not. I literally just got a Twitter DM. Someone said Jota starts. It could actually be someone asking me if Jota starts and forgetting to put the question mark on it. Oh, Anfield Insights again tweeted it. But they were wrong. Oh, of course. Sorry, the context of that. Yeah, you probably want to make a transfer if he's looking like he's out. I'm just going to refer to my leaked team news. Oh, I've accidentally clicked on a deadline streamception and I can't get rid of the full screen of it. Sorry, guys. There we go. Oh, come on. My laptop's being annoying now. Now it's just decided to launch Zoom. I don't want to do that. Sorry about that, guys. So, yeah. No leak from a good source that Diaz starts just yet. Maybe for Brennan Johnson. Yeah, Brennan Johnson's probably the best other midfielder, unless you've not got Mbumo. Mbumo is definitely the next best thing, but I would imagine, based on the fact you've not said him, that you probably already have him. But yeah, Lewis did play in midfield, and yeah, played in midfield, didn't he? That's all you can say on that. So, like, positional wise, he may have been more attacking, I guess. But it was Guardiola that got the returns. Yeah, got him. I like the thought of doing Pedro for Solanke and then benching Diaz, mate. I think the Solanke price, yeah, Ryan's just said it there. I think Solanke is a good price. He's obviously priced up as a Bournemouth player. So yeah, I like Solanke. Sorry, I should say Dominic Solanke Mitchell. But yeah, in terms of XGI per 90, he's on 0.94. So expected goal involvements per 90 minutes for Solanke, 0.94. Expected goal involvements per 90 minutes for Mo Salah, 0.87. Just saying. So underlying numbers per 90 minutes for Solanke are better than that of Erling Haaland this season. I'm going to, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to make myself a quick coffee because I need a little bit more energy because I've been live for a couple of hours and got up early for this. And then when I get back, I'll do some team reviews. It won't take me long. In fact, I will put the kettle on, come back, wait until it's boiled, and then make the coffee. So give me 20 seconds to put the kettle on. Also, by the way, guys, I had a fantastic dinner last night. I cooked a rump steak in garlic butter, and it was amazing. And I'm going to have it. I've got another one, and I'm going to have it for lunch today after the gym. How good is that? Rump steak fried in garlic butter. Beautiful. This week in isolation, I would probably say Havertz, but for the season and who I would actually buy, I'd say Solanke. Oh yeah, makes sense, Buzzy Bear. I think in general those moves make sense. I would just be a little bit careful about transfers before the international break. Is all I'd say. That's all I'd say on that. Any leaks while the kettle boils? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. No, no, no. A lot of people going Haaland captain by the looks of it. I did buy some plates, Harmony. I took your suggestion on board, but with the limited time and plates that I actually had, I ended up just going to Argos. I'll show you what I got. How about that? So I inherited some plates from my dad. I'll do a plate reveal. Hang on. Hey. You don't get content like this on any other FPL content creator channels, do you? So, crockery item number 1. I got some rather lovely breakfast bowls from Argos. Two-tone. Put my granola in it this morning. Was really good. They're from the Habitat range. And then my dad has some for size context against my head. My dad had some massive plates at home. So I inherited these this weekend. And then I got these from Argos as well. A little bit of a sort of flat shape plate. Similar size to the other ones. There you go. That's the plate reveal. How exciting is that? I'm going to go and put them back before I smash them. And I'm going to make my coffee. I won't be long. I'm glad you guys love the plates. Cheers for that. Bit of plate love. Oh, I'm back. I'm back with a coffee. Oh, it's a very strong one. Oh, sip it. Whoa, that's strong. That's a strong old coffee. DCL, 8 Nori, Dibbling, or Lewis McNeil. Well, I don't know who Chiwomi is. I think I'd go DCL, 8 Nori, Sibling. Reluctantly. Dibbling, sorry. No City League so far, mate, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah, we were going to do some team ratings, weren't we? GM, we have to do it fairly. I appreciate your desire to have your team rated. Everyone have your ID ready. You don't need to spam the chat, bro. I get it. You need your team rated. I get it. Oh, it was only 2. Not spamming. Right. Everyone should be warmed up and ready with their IDs. And in the process of fairness, I will select the first 5 I see in the chat. Right, it's in. Let's see who's quick. One more. Room for one more, guys. Rohan. There we go. That's the last one. Cheers, guys. We'll have a look now. Uwer is up first. I'm intrigued to know what Uwer's actual name is. We'll find out. You did McNeil for Son. All right, mate. This doesn't look like your team. You put the right ID in. Or have I done it wrong? I've done it wrong. Clearly. Clearly I've done it wrong. Are you from the West Country, Mr. Uwe? Because, yeah, I like it. You have a bit of a headache as to who to start, though, as a result of doing that move. I probably... Well, then it's between Calvert-Lewin and McNeil, isn't it? Yeah. The only thing is you've got a headache now, I would say. And I don't know who you should start McNeil for, to be honest. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I just don't know. Sorry. Now in Berkshire. Big ups. Big ups, Berkshire. I know Berkshire well. I've got an office. My company has an office in Reading. So I know I know that stretch of the M4 very well. Notion Vids. Did you make a transfer, my friend? Because I would start Solanke over Rodgers or Diaz. If Diaz doesn't play, I'd start Solanke. If he does play, I'd probably start Solanke over Rodgers. But other than that, mate, great team. There's nothing you need to do to that. It's just a case of who do you start? GM 238783. Oh yeah, I see your issue. Although I would probably just start Solanke over Luis Diaz, depending on if he plays. And if he doesn't, it's similar to the team you've just seen. I'd start him over Rodgers. John Laws, 306 3312. Jonathan Laws. Yeah, great team. Again, just see if Luis Diaz starts. If he doesn't, play Rodgers. That's all you need to worry about. Wouldn't make a transfer. Defence, wouldn't be too worried about. The only question I'd have is Conser or Greaves. I'd probably play Greaves, maybe, actually. Just my opinion, though. Rohan. Oh, this is flashed. Keeps flashing up at the bottom of the screen. It's annoying. There you go. Sorry, James, but we're done with the old team reviews now. I'd probably start Chris Wood because he takes penalties. Rohan, this team is pretty okay. The only transfer I'd consider is maybe Robinson or to Rico Lewis. But, mate, this team's fine. I'd maybe consider Robinson to Rico Lewis. But other than that, mate, good team. Best Tottenham midfielder. If money was no object, it's Son, but he's not fit, I guess. So then I'd say Maddison and then Brennan. My pleasure, Rohan. My pleasure. Kulu, yeah, he's third best for me. Yeah. Apparently, a few people in the FPL Tom chat are saying that Haaland is out. Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on Leaky Leaks. I've seen a couple of leaks. Whether the sources are strong or not. Here's one leak. This guy, I don't know who he is. Grizz Khan, you can join the carnage by subscribing to him. But he says that Jota starts. As well as Anfield Insights. Anfield Insights got it wrong last week, though, as to who was in the Liverpool team. So just saying. I don't know the answer to that. Would you swap wood for timber? What do you think of Doku to... Yeah, I like that move. Doku to McNeil makes sense. Juntao, the wild card is a long-term thing, so don't worry about 1 week. Think long-term, my friend. Also, by the way, I had a flat inspection yesterday. This is a random domestic question. The bathroom in my flat, it's really hard to get moisture out of it because it doesn't have a window and the extractor fan is pretty crap. And there is a bit of mold around the sealant of the bath. And I got called up by the letting agent because of that. Because apparently that's my fault. But I just couldn't get rid of it. Is it actually possible to get mold out of bathroom sealant? There you go. There is a terrible domestic question. I just had an email pop up saying that I needed to clean it. But I don't actually know if it's possible. I gave it a good go. Just sealant in it. It's like, yeah, anyway. First world problems. Oh, I've lost my chat again. It's so annoying that it keeps just disappearing. Bear with, guys. I also thought if the one problem I've got is a bit of mold on my bathroom sealant, then I'm doing pretty well to keep the flat together. I've got some mold spray. Hang on, I'll show you. Tell you what, you don't get that with other FPL content creators, do you? You don't get that with other FPL content creators. Bag of rice. I've got a dehumidifier. Tell you, Ben, the content you get on this channel, one of a kind. None of the big dogs are talking about mold on bath sealant, are they? Come on. Oh, hello, Ben. Good to see you, mate. Sorry, I didn't see your initial message in the chat. I'm going to hold, mate. I'm holding him for the long run. Could obviously quite easily sell him for Palmer, but I'm going to keep him. Yeah, John, the extractor's a bag of crap, to be honest, mate. Go for it, man. Yeah, sorry, Harmony. I appreciated your suggestion for some new plates, but I was at a loose end on Sunday. I was running out of time, and Argos was in went back home to my hometown, and there was an Argos there, and I thought, oh, it might be a little bit more expensive, but I'm going to do it. And I bought a shoe rack as well. How good's that? Yeah, I totally with you, Antonio. There's nothing I can do about the airflow, though, because there's no bloody window in it. Oh, Juntao, I've already done, like, 10 team reviews now. So I'll probably ended it there, if that's all right. If you put your team in the chat, though, I might be able to read through it. Yeah. I reckon I'm a good tenant, right? If the worst thing going on in the flat is a bit of mould on the bathroom sealant, could be worse, right? My rent is quite expensive here in Bristol, but I share with someone else. So I'm currently here on my own because my original flatmate moved out last weekend. New person's coming in next weekend. But yeah, the rent for our place, 2-bedroom flat in the middle of Bristol in a pretty stellar location with a parking space, is $1,300 a month. That's how much we pay in Bristol, which I pay $675 because I have use of the parking space, and my Flatmate pays 625, so that's how much we're paying in Bristol. Which shouldn't, I mean, for Britain rent, I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, I agree, John. There's not much you can do about it, though. I don't think there's just no window in it. But yeah. Not bills included. No, I pay my own bills. So yeah, council. To be fair, lucky. Well, most people have the same sort of electricity bill as me, right? I think it pays 70, 80 quid a month for that. Depending on how many YouTube videos I make and how long this big light's running for. And council taxes like 150, so 75-ish each, which is sounds it might be expensive to some, but honestly, for city living, it's pretty good. Yeah. I do think Rico Lewis plays, but I have no evidence to back it up. It's just my opinion. B-ball checkmate. Would you take a -4, Salah, Trent, Eze out, Saka, Guardiola, Palmer in? Yeah, no. Wouldn't take a hit for it. Wouldn't take a hit for that. Wouldn't take a hit for that. You have exactly the same. I could do that for free right now. I could do those moves for free right now. Oh, I don't. Tell you what. Let me see if I can do those moves. God. I've gone from rolling. I don't think I can do that, though. So. Bristol. Bloody hell, Ben. And you'll buy Old Trafford? Christ, that's horrendous. I didn't know you were in Manchester now, though. That's pretty cool. I don't think I have enough money to do it. I gotta say, I think I'm short. I wish I had more money, because that'd be quite nice. I'm 0.2 short of that, but that'd be quite good being able to do that, wouldn't it? But I can't do it. The FPL ID, my friend, you have to find it in a browser, but when you're on the pick team screen, there's a game week history. You click that, and then in the URL, when you're on that in a browser, there's a number. Mine is 4581. That is your FPL ID. Do you have a parking space for your money, Ben? Oh, he might not have a car, to be fair, but the parking was the kicker for me. Parking in Bristol is a bit of a nightmare, and I don't know. I've got a car that's quite precious to me, and just the thought of getting home after a really long day of work and not being able to find a parking space close to the place where you spend a lot of money to live, I think is a bit of a nightmare. So I wanted a parking space. Nice one, Ben. I won't disclose who you work for, just for but I do know. I think I know anyway. But I'll be nice to the chat. Ben is an esteemed journalist. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I've got a Toyota GT86, mate. Just looking to see if we got any leaks. We're getting a bit closer to leaky leak time. Esteemed. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen then. There you go. There's my team. There's my team and all my ranks and stuff. Oh yeah, I said you're an esteemed journalist, didn't I? Hey mate, I was just being nice to you. It's what friends do, innit? I'll die on that hill. You need to feature me in one of your articles after that. Gabriel, TAA, Lewis, Mbumo, Saka, Diaz, Semenyo. Yeah, the team is great. I just wait on Liverpool news. In fact, Ben, the esteemed journalist, is a Liverpool fan. What are your thoughts on Diaz starting? And what was I going to say? Evan Gymnastics. I'm keeping Eze, but that was the move I was considering. I just know the way my luck runs in FPL, as soon as I sell Eze, bloody scores. Captain Bruno. I wouldn't captain Bruno, mate. Oh, Ben thinks Diaz starts. There you go. I think Gakpo gets a game, personally, because he deserves it. But that's just my opinion. Is this one of your articles, Ben? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong. That's the wrong. You don't work for them. That's not them. No. My bad. Sure, we can do some more team reviews at half past. I'll do some more at half past. Start three of Robertson, Rogers, Diaz, Rogers, and Rico Lewis. He's corrected it. If if Diaz is in the team, I would start Robertson, Diaz, and Rogers. I think, just because I don't think we'll get a Rico Lewis leak. Come on, give me a leak. We need a leak, man. Let's have a leak, bro. Also, by the way, Pogba being back in football, not good. Not good. If you've cheated using drugs in a professional sport, you should never be able to do the sport professionally again. Because you've already got the benefits from the drugs, from all the training that you did. Yeah, still the same, mate. I mean, Crystal Palace have not been the most clinical or threatening team so far this season, have they? Let's be honest. And again, I would just say you probably know if Robertson starts before the deadline. Whereas Rico Lewis, I mean, I'd be surprised if we get a leak about it. Ooh, I'm not sure about getting Nketiah in. I'm not massive on Nketiah. But hey, you do you, man. You do you. You do you. I'm just going to have a quick look at the challenge again. By the way, I'm not wanting to start beef with the Premier League, but their fantasy challenge this week is absolutely woeful. Double points for players from the Asia and Pacific region, right? And there are two players. There are two players from the region in the whole game that you can actually pick, and that's Matoma and Chris Wood. And that was their idea of a challenge. Ooh, look at that. Next week's quite good. Interceptions and tackles are worth 1 point. Recoveries are worth 1. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. Key passes and crosses worth 1 point. I like that. Foul play. Fouls are worth 2 points. That's quite fun. Okay, they get better. They get better. Shots on target worth 3 points. Game week 12, we don't have one yet. They're okay, all right, I'll let him off. I'll let him off. It does sound like Sky FF, doesn't it? Does very much sound like Sky FF. I think I could win that, you know. I think I could win that. I know my tackle numbers. Start Lewis or Canate? Just wait and see on the Liverpool team. I'd probably start Canate if he's in the team, just because you know he's playing. But I've not seen a leak yet. So I got itchy ear. 35 minutes to go until the deadline. Still no leaks. Where are my leaks? No, I still haven't seen any leaks, I'm afraid. Jota is rumoured to start, but not anything solid. Big ups, Ben. Thank you so much for joining, my friend. Enjoyed the mould chat. Oh, come on. Onana actually is all right, I think. The worst person ever to be called a goalkeeper is Roy Carroll. Not seen anything solid about Haaland, mate. I've not seen any concrete leaks at all yet, to be honest, about anyone, let alone Haaland. Yeah, not seen anything solid yet. Just that John Duran has been spoken about on an interview. That's about it. Of course he's been spoken about. Let's sit back for a minute and have a chill, read the chat. Any questions for me? Doesn't have to be FPL related if you don't want to. I can talk anything. I can start a conversation about most things, to be honest. There we go. Let's just turn that way a little bit. There we go. Sitting comfortably now. Would you start? I'd start Rico Lewis over Conser, I think. I'm pretty sure Villa have one clean sheet in a calendar year. 12 months in the Premier League at the moment. And they keep one against Bayern. Crazy, innit? There we go. The best Jota and Eze replacement, I think, is Brennan Johnson, Semenyo, Foden, maybe, if you fancy him. Although I'm not big on Foden. Yeah. Aston Villa defence, definitely shaky, Ryan. Definitely shaky. I know they kept a clean-o against Bayern, but to be honest, their clean sheet fully came from Martinez, didn't it? If he wasn't playing, they would have conceded. Probably 2 or 3, to be honest. Any ideas or thoughts? I still don't know on that mystery chip, mate. Still don't know. Someone in the chat like last week was telling me they knew what it was, but I don't know. Ooh, I just checked. Odds for Bruno having a red card game week is an odd. Could you get 3 in a row? I think so, Antonio. I think it'll be a free hit, unlimited budget. That's my guess. But that would be my big guess. Ooh, still no leaks, unfortunately. Still waiting. Trampoline, if you want to get rid of Eze, I reckon Brennan Johnson is the best replacement. Oh yeah, team review time. Yes, let's do some team reviews. I'm going to stay sat back and comfortable if that's okay, guys. I'm going to push my camera down a little more. There you go. Oh, we're not straight now. Ugh. There you go. Right, team reviews. Let's do. Who wants to stick their ID in? I'll have a look at your team. And then once we do that, we will be looking at Twitter to see if we get a leak. Because I need one. I've already looked at CJT's team. I think I have, haven't I? I feel like I've already looked at your team. It won't have changed since the last time. Oh, your brothers. Fair enough, man. All right, we'll go then. Let's go. Jimbo the daddy. Oh, typing in the wrong place. Josh Jeffrey's team. Let's have a look. Kwanzaa. Oh no. I would do. God, what would I do here? I'm looking at FPL review, mate. I'm looking at FPL review for you. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to use it. Or am I? Free model will close 1 hour. Yeah, we might not be able to do FPL review, but we'll have a look. Yeah. Can't do it. What's the assistant manager at Draft Time saying? I'd do a defender transfer, I think. I think I'd do a defender transfer. I would do Kwanzaa or Johnson to Greaves and then just start Greaves against West Ham. I feel like that's a good structural move to make to your team. That's what I'd consider there. Or go for Vandenberg of Brentford. 5-1. Or do Robinson to 8 Nori. I'd do a defender transfer. Trust. This is your team. Yeah, this is definitely a do nothing. But I just wait and see if we get a Luis Diaz leak. But yeah, probably do nothing with that. CJT, your brother's team. 3348. I consider getting rid of João Pedro. What's the assistant manager saying? Yeah. I'd consider... Can you afford it? No, you can't. I'm open to suggestions in the chat. Yeah, Robinson to Lewis could be good, but we're just not 100% sure that Lewis plays. That's the thing. Bit stuck on this team, really. Maybe you should just go with this and roll, to be honest. As painful as that sounds, maybe you should just go with that and roll. That'd probably be my suggestion. If you're not sure about a transfer, roll, and I'm not sure about a transfer there. Sakib. Pedro Tavardi, yeah, fair enough then. That's not too bad. Mate, this team is fine. Just wait on Diaz news. If Diaz is not starting, start Solanke. And then I would probably play Solanke over either Rodgers or Calvert-Lewin. Make your own call on that. Josh. Let's have a look at Josh's team. I would play Semenyo over Robertson. And that's a lovely team. Just play Semenyo over Robertson, I reckon, mate. And then maybe Rodgers over Welbeck. That's the only other decision you've got. But great team. Kaftan. Yeah, Leif Davies could be good as well, to be fair. That's a good suggestion from Harmony there. Kaftan, your team doesn't have Bruno in it. Kaftan's on multiple accounts. You sure that's you? The name Kian Dumphy and Kaftan do not align to the name on this team. I'll keep going because I'm not 100% convinced that's you. If it is, then fair enough. But I'm not convinced that's you. And I don't want to just look at someone's team. Mohammed. I think it's time to start Duran. I would start Duran over Robinson. And potentially consider Smith Rowe to someone as well. Or you could do João Pedro to Solanke. I'd do João Pedro to Solanke and start him over Smith Rowe. And then if Luis Diaz is playing, yeah, do that. João Pedro to Solanke. I'd definitely do that. Oh, I've lost the bloody chat. Why does it keep doing this? Keep losing my bloody chat. All good, Kaftan. You're talking to me on 2 different accounts. It's quite exciting, this. Are you on your... there we go. I would start Bruno over Calvert-Lewin. Actually, no, I'd start Bruno over Eze. Yeah, keep the team, start Bruno over Eze. Do it, mate. Wait and see if we get a leak on Lewis. If we don't get a leak, though, I would flip a coin. Kian Dumphy, you found it. Two 4450 49. There he is. Why are you running? What a great team name. Yeah, a couple of potential issues here, I reckon. But nothing that can't be resolved with a little bit of bench action. I would consider Barco to Rico Lewis this week. And then you could start Vardy over Anderson. Mikolenko's injured as well. Ooh, yeah. What's the assistant manager saying? Barco to Lewis, Martinelli to... Here are all the... Barco to Gabriel, Havertz to Welbeck. I don't mind that. Actually, no, selling Havertz feels all kinds of wrong, to be fair. Mikolenko to Lewis, Vardy to Welbeck's being suggested. There's all your suggestions here, mate. Flip a coin is a gulp. Yep, I know, mate. That's the level of decision you're on, I'm afraid. I can't dress it up for you. Oh. And also, Southampton don't have Jack Stevens. So he got sent off for calling the ref and the fourth official some naughty words. Oh, we've got a Liverpool leak, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how true it is. Red memorabilia. Followed by a few people who've in the community. And this is the team they have suggested. Sits right with me. I didn't think Diaz would start. And no Sabozla as well. So there you go. That's the team apparently, lads. Probably the best leak we're going to get. I've probably been shared it in a few group chats as well. Yeah, a few people have shared it. Diaz confirmed to start. By who? Any leaks? Yeah, I've literally just showed one, bro. Supposedly, I don't know how true this source is, but there is a source that has said that is the Liverpool team. I don't think we will get a leak, to be honest. Chances I make a transfer, 1%. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm doing it. Interestingly, this guy got slightly early team news for Arsenal, and last week he said Raya starts, and this week he's saying, I think I'll bench Rico Lewis. Oh, but he's got Trent and Canate. Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough. I would do that too. Don't think that means too much. You look tired? I'm all good, man. I'm just looking at Twitter. I am a bit tired. But Tomine Hive. All right, man. Yeah, I do look a bit tired, don't I? I guess you're right. Doing that. Ooh. I think that's probably, in fact, because Diaz isn't starting, rumoured to not be starting, I'd do that. Don't need to make a transfer, and I'd have that team, I think. Does that help you, pal? That's what I'd do. A lot of the big boys are retweeting that source of Diaz. So yeah, it certainly looks like Diaz is benched. So yeah, it's a good leak for a lot of people. Sorry, I was just cleaning the top of my mic. My pleasure, Anish. Nicole, I have a choice between Consa, Greaves, Robinson. Whom should I play, Consa? Thoughts on Eze and Diaz from Bumo? I like it. Like it, Jeff. No, I'm not so big on selling Eze, but I'm definitely big on selling Diaz if he's not playing today. I would be doing that. No Szoboszlai. No Diaz. Right. Could sell ESR, you could do. Tell you what, I am feeling a bit tired now, lads and ladies. Christ. Been live for nearly 3 hours. So yeah, I'm a bit done in. I do feel tired now. Wow. G Go Ultras, big ups Alex Andrews. Sorry I missed that message. Guys, I'll be honest. I think that's all the news you're going to get. I don't think we're going to get a Man City leak. I got the gym at 11:30 and I'm done. I'm wasted after this stream. Wow, I'm more tired than I thought I would be. I like that Simo. Transfer out João Pedro or Eze. I transfer out the injured player, to be honest. I'd get rid of Pedro. Jimenez is better than Smith Rowe, in my opinion, because he takes penalties. Diaz to Saka. Yes, you should do it. I think that makes good sense. Yeah, don't worry about it in the bank, mate. If you can do Diaz to Saka, I think that's a great move. Yeah, I like it. Guys, I'm probably going to end things there if that's all right. I'm fading. I need to go out and get some fresh air, I think. I've been live for 3 hours. I'll have a video out tonight. Players to buy and avoid for game week 8. I know it's the international break, but I'll still make a video tonight. And I'm also going live with a friend of mine. I will share. ALF FPL. I'm going on his channel. ALF FPL. At 9:40 p.m. Right. That'll do me, guys. I don't think we're going to get any more news, and I've been live for 3 hours. FPL Tom is probably still live if you want to check him out. Say you came from me. I'm going to go and have a sit down if that's all right, and then go to the gym. So yeah, absolute pleasure as always. Sorry I'm ending it early. I'm just absolutely whacked. So yeah, I'm going to save myself and go again for a video later on. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining. I hope you have a good weekend and a good international break, although I will do a reaction stream tomorrow morning, 10 or 11 a.m. Haven't quite decided yet. So that'll always be good fun. So if you want to chat to me again, I'll see you in exactly 24 hours' time.